on, keep moving. Keep it moving. Yep.
You're live, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Astec Safety Challenge, presented by Wild Rose Pump and Compression. I'm Chris McQuid alongside Brandon Cookson. We're excited
Yes.
to bring this game to you today.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for joining on the live stream here. We're just getting started with lead rocks here. Team Mouat versus Team Carruthers with Brad Jacobs skipping the Team Carruthers. Team Mouat throwing the redstones with hammer. Team Jacobs, Team Carruthers throwing yellow. We'll have a tricky time calling it Team Jacobs throughout the night, Chris, I'm sure.
That's right. Aggressive call here right off the bat, coming around that center goal, center guard.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice, nice center guard, and yeah, they're wanting to get right into it. Team Carruthers, of course, world number 13. They've had a pretty successful season. They won the PointsBet Invitational earlier in the season to start their year. They also won the PointsBet last year, and they've had successful results at a couple slams with a couple quarterfinal finishes.
Absolutely. Team Mouat came in as the world number 6. They actually moved up to the world number 4 here just before the spiel. So, of course, led by skip Bruce Mouat with 3rd Grant Hardy, 2nd Bobby Lammy, and lead Hammy McMillan Jr. 4-time European Championship gold medalist and a World Championship gold medalist in 2023.
You betcha, yeah. And Team Mouat's they're just coming off a big win in Perth in Scotland, so I know they'll be fine-tuned, even though they had to go over the river to play in this big event in Lloydminster here in Canada. But yeah, they are on a roll right now, on fire as a team.
Nice hit and roll from Mouat there, sitting 2 buried.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I didn't do team introductions for Team Carruthers, but Team Carruthers, of course, as I mentioned, Brad Jacobs is skipping. He skipped at the last slam. It's lead Connor Negvin, 2nd Derek Samogolski. Reid Carruthers is throwing 3rd rocks, and of course, Brad Jacobs skipping.
If you have it off your guard, could be quite tough because you've got to be careful. Just pin the bubble.
Got to curl up a little bit here.
Yeah, already a
Just
key
push it back.
shot, and Team Mouat's already got full control of this end. Couple half shots from Team Carruthers, and Team Mouat's looking good with hammer here already in the opening end.
I think they're going to come around here again, Brandon.
I think they're throwing the guard, but we'll see what they call it. It's interesting to throw the guard because they have hammer, but they're throwing a center guard, but those red rocks in the top are lined up perfectly. So it's not really worth Team Carruthers even trying to come around here, right? Those reds are just lined up so perfectly.
It is a unique call because, of course, we always talk about controlling the outsides with hammer, and
yeah, exactly. And they're going up the front,
right to the center.
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah. Yeah, so they almost a perfect guard. They are showing a piece on the intern side, the left-hand side, as we're looking at the screen.
Looks like enough that they're interested in taking a shot at it.
Yeah, I do like this call because it is a high guard. You could also try and chase it with less weight, but if you're able to catch this with some speed, you can peel both rocks out.
This is going to be on the guard.
And that is all over the guard, yeah.
Same through, Bob.
Really took off on him as soon as he let it go.
Yeah, you could hear the curlers saying that really curled off the line.
I think it's the exact same, you'll be halfway.
What's that?
No. I think same ice, if it runs a couple of feet more, you'll be good. You probably can't get it out. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to replace that center guard here, it looks like, Brandon.
Yeah, I agree, and I like the call. I think later in the end they might potentially look at splitting the rings, but good call here.
Right on there. Pretty tight.
Especially against a good hitting team like Carruthers and Jacobs, you
Yes.
probably don't want to leave them anything open. They can be a rock disappear in area.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You could hear Grant Hardy calling the carve here, so Hammy McMillan is on the carve. And that's almost a
Nice.
perfect place.
Yeah, a lot tighter than the first one. So
Yeah, and they
little
can't.
less room
Those
to make
are
that
all
hit.
reds. The 2 reds and the 12-foot dead buried. Yeah.
One for the straight run back.
Yeah, again, I think the right call here. Team Carruthers in a lot of trouble right out of the gate here, but a nice run back here, get rid of a couple stones, would do a lot to help out their cause.
This one's looking pretty close here, Brandon.
And on and off, so it's going to be very close. Very nice.
Very nice
Beautiful shot by Reid Carruthers.
It moved off the center there a bit too. So
Yeah, that red
buried
is
for
still
it.
dead buried. So they're still in trouble to give up 2, but 3 is hopefully out of the picture.
Back 8. Phones are back to you.
And here's
Stirling
Grant
right
Hardy. He actually was missing at their last slam event. They only played 3-handed, so it's good to see Grant Hardy back in the lineup. I believe he was playing with them in Perth.
I did get through it.
They've played a couple slams, I think, 3-handed. Bobby Lammy was also out, so they've been a little injury prone this season. So it's good to see them back with their full strength lineup.
Mouat was looking for this one to be back 8, so we'll see.
Yeah.
The guys can drag it there.
Yeah, and probably one of the best sweeping duos in the world. Bobby Lammy and Hammy McMillan, they can really drag those rocks. So it's nice placement on that one.
You know, it makes a guy feel a little old. I grew up watching Hammy's dad play, so the tail end of his career.
Yeah, Hammy McMillan. They always refer to his shot. He had the around the world shot, I believe,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
That's
Yeah.
the one they always reference. So he kind of almost invented that shot.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. You know you've made it in curling when you have a shot named after you.
Absolutely.
We're still working on the McQuaid and Cookson shots, but I know we'll get there.
Just gonna roll a little too far here, over curled on him.
Yeah, and just lost it a little bit on the sweep.
Yeah.
They were off
If I give
that
you
and
favor,
yeah,
just do a
just
couple
really
more
curled up on them. So yeah, Grant Hardy will look to replace this stone.
Have you seen touch on?
T-line or better.
And Carruthers has found himself chasing for much of the end here, so
Yeah, this end has been completely controlled by Team Mouat.
Well then, and they goes as much as that. Room. Still got room.
you
Line's
have to
good
go
for back 8.
a little bit on this one. Looks like it's gonna come up similar to the last shot there, so
Yeah.
Yep.
a little deeper. Probably be happy with that result.
A little deeper, exactly. But that's okay there. A little deeper. You didn't want to be kind of top 8, top 12 there and allow a potential double or a hit and roll behind the guard and the red. So nice
Absolutely.
placement again by Team
Looks like
Mouat.
Jacobs is happy giving him his 2 and getting out of this end and starting fresh in the second.
Yeah, I think so, Chris. I think it'll be really hard. Like even a nose here for Team Jacobs, I don't think he can be very hard to hit and roll and get shot. So if he noses and Mouat noses back, he might have a chance at the hit and roll on his second. But here's a Team Brad Jacobs, I should say, with his first rock. And again, he's now taken over skipping duties for this team. Be interesting to see if they keep this lineup for the rest of the season
Absolutely.
as they head into their provincial playdowns.
He's got this one with a little bit of a roll, but not much there.
Slight roll, but yeah, good. It's a good shot.
I agree.
Nice control weight, getting a feel for the ice.
Yeah. Yeah, and the ice conditions look beautiful. It's a beautiful surface that the ice makers have created. Of course, John Wall, one of the ice makers who came down to help out the local ice crew. And yeah, they've been very fortunate to, it's a beautiful surface for the curlers.
Absolutely. The entire venue just looks fantastic.
It does. We were fortunate to play, fun fact, we played a Super League game here on our Tuesday, and yeah, the ice surface was just beautiful. Nice curl, and yeah, it's beautiful conditions for these elite top-level curlers.
Yeah.
Great conditions to see some great shot making, and we've seen a lot of that earlier today and expect it to carry on through tonight.
Absolutely.
Right to it.
Nice easy nose hit here.
Yeah, that's a good result. I think ideally he would have wanted to maybe roll a hair wide on that one, but it's a still nice shot.
Brad will see if he can get that roll and make the chance for two a little more tough on Mouat.
Yeah, and an you hear about this a lot. This is an I guess not an all or nothing shot, but no risk. You can really take a chance on the roll. There's not much point in nosing it because Bruce already threw this on his first, so you might as well really go hard for that roll if you can, even if you rolled out. These players, these top level players, aren't going to miss a wide open hit for two. So yeah, I'm sure they're going to go really hard for this hit and roll. There's a good look again at Brad Jacobs.
Nice control weight again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See if they can get a roll out of this. Just a little too far, maybe out the back. And
Yeah.
It'll be an open draw for two for Bruce Mouat.
Yeah, and a good attempt by Brad. He went for the roll there, as we talked about. No point in just playing a nose hit, as Bruce Mouat already played that path. So yeah, a well-deserved two here for sure for Team Mouat. They controlled the entire end. They were looking like they might get three early, so well-deserved two. They definitely controlled this end. So yeah.
I think at this point, both teams might be happy with the two in
The
this end. That way it was
happy, yes,
looking,
the happy
looking really...
deuce, yeah. Final stone for Bruce Mouat, yeah, draw for two.
Earlier this afternoon, we were looking 14-5, 14-7 draw.
Yeah, and one went, Chris, and I brought my handy dandy stopwatch
Oh,
here,
excellent.
so
I
I
knew you'd come
will
prepared.
get some, yes, absolutely. You know me well.
Of course, we didn't get a time on that one, but
yeah,
it
no,
looked
and
like
this is
a
looking
pistol here.
good. Yeah, cleaning it right in the whole way. Yeah, beautiful shot by Team Mouat and well executed end. So 2-0 Team Mouat throwing the red stones after the first end.
48. Probably slightly in a higher line. He was a little full. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to go with the corner guard. Which side do we want to throw the corner to? Probably throw the in-turn corner. I like the in-turn corner. Okay. Hi, sold. Good question. Yeah.
Be a good opportunity to recognize some of our sponsors that made this event happen as well. Bandit, Bex Construction, Synergy Credit Union, T-Bar One, Border Inn and Suites, the Cooperators,
L&L Oil Fields.
and we will bring the rest of those back up in a bit. Thank you very much to all the sponsors who make this event happen and bring world-class curling back to Lloydminster. It's been a few years.
Absolutely. I know, Chris, you probably remember the days of the Wayside Classic. I certainly do.
Absolutely.
Being, 10, 11, 12, we'd come to Lloydminster and come to that event, and you'd still see, all of the top men's teams in the world. So it's pretty cool to bring a top level event like this back to Lloydminster. Last one, of course, being the Masters Grand Slam of Curling in Lloydminster back in 2017, which Team Gushu and of course, I gotta give plug in for personal fan favorite Team Jones, won on the ladies' side.
Yes, of course.
Back in 2017, so.
Yeah, probably. Curl it a bit.
Of course, with Lloydminster building the new Synovus Energy Hub, it'll be interesting to see what curling events we'll get to host in the future as well. So I know Astec's been such a great sponsor of curling, and that'll open up even more opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. And the more these events happen, the curling is great to watch these world-class curlers, but just also the involvement with the juniors and bringing curling in the community, it really revitalizes the curling community. Hopefully will help with membership at the club here in Lloydminster and even generate more interest with the junior curlers. So yeah, it's great. They of course had the little junior session yesterday, which was fantastic. So. And I had big turnout, of course, Team Botcher helping a lot out with that junior camp and a lot of the teams here. So
I heard a lot of great things about that, and
Yeah.
I was just saying to my better half, Jen, before the broadcast, that curling's so unique in that you can really rub shoulders with the best players in the world as a junior and learn from them. And
Yes.
yeah, it's a great experience for those juniors.
Absolutely. The top level athletes are so accessible with curling, which does make it so unique. It's really a treat, and we're privileged that way. So second in action here, good setup by the Leeds. We've got corner guard maybe a little high there from Connor Negevin, and now they're playing the freeze on the red. Slight bounce. Pretty good result, not bad.
Mouat does have one about half or quarter buried back there, maybe just a little bit tucked behind that center.
Yeah, and we've got a good view of it now. It is almost, just a piece buried. Team Mouat will look for nose hit, maybe a slight flop underneath their red center guard. And they're throwing a 12-second weight hit, even less than the classic barrier Scottish. That's the only attempt I'm going to make at saying that all night.
That's well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
So just a 12.
On the elbow, should be okay though.
A nice control weight, good spot.
Absolutely, and that's what this Mouat team does so well at. They play that, perfect weight for those shots. Well executed.
And Curly's deciding what kind of weight they're going to throw at this.
It looks like he's eyeing up the double, I think.
You're right.
Yeah. And playing it with the intern across the face. These are very difficult shots, harder than they look. And he's playing it just a lightweight double. Really key on these to keep the shooter in play for sure.
They're off and on. It was looking like it was over curling, but it seemed to have backed up a little bit here.
And now they've got Connor on it, trying to get it to curl.
It's a great shot.
Very nice shot.
That red off the center back into the 8-foot.
And again, just what we had talked about in the previous shot, just that perfect weight, not overthrowing it. If you throw that with peel, your shooter might go flying out the top of the ring. So perfect weight. And here's Bobby Lammy, one of his specialties, playing the run back. It's basically dead on the nose.
So it's got to curl up a little bit.
On and off.
Just a great shot.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful execution in this end. Great shot by Bobby Lammy.
They really do make those run backs look easy, don't they?
They are easy, Chris. Absolutely. No, they are such difficult shots. And at this level, they are not just looking for contact, right? They're looking to stick those dead buried behind those guards. And that's just as good as it gets.
Absolutely.
Perfect shot.
Derek Samagelski, we'll see if he can turn this end around a bit here for
others. Yeah, and I think this is a good call. This is good. That red rock is in such a good spot. It's in the control zone and I know it's just biting the 8-foot, but they really want to push this. Even if they get behind the tee line, that would be a good result, and try and roll their yellow shooter, Derek's rock behind the corner guard.
We get to open up
And
that
on
scoring
it
early in the end here.
Yeah, it is on the guard. It looks like curled early. So I think that was just straight tight. You did hear Brad Jacobs call the sweepers on early.
At the end of the day, not a terrible result. I mean, I think they'd be happy with that plan B to open things up there. But there is 2 red counting for Team Mouat.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking they've got a freeze there. Do you ever tap? Do you feel like shot wraps? Joint top. Mind this. Yeah, you can do that as well. I mean, if we guard, they just freeze around the corner. Yeah, might give him that. That's okay.
Yeah, and that's the respect for these teams' hitting ability. They're talking about if they go into the rings, they're going to line up a triple.
Yep.
So I think they have landed on the tap. And now they're talking about peeling. Listen into them here.
The top one?
What call do you like here, Brandon?
I think either a top or a single peel.
Team Mouat's just playing so well and have such good control of the game. It would be interesting. I don't mind playing, an aggressive shot. A nice tight guard was my first thought, but they are up 2, so peel is never wrong when you're
Yeah,
up
good
2
point.
points. So what about you, Chris?
Yeah, I don't mind the peel either. Whatever they call, I'm sure they're gonna execute it brilliantly. So
Absolutely.
Okay.
just a straight peel on the top one.
Yeah.
Well, it's either this or you're trying like a little this. I like that. You like that? Yeah. Yeah. Bump. Sure. Where is he? Bump. Try to hit like. See you. Thin half, a third. Okay. Thin half's good. Yeah. Ooh, that's good fun, ugly.
Looks like they're going to try to tap this top one and maybe roll in front of the other one in the 8-foot.
I think so. Even if they did overroll and got straight behind the yellow corner guard, that's a good result. So they do have a couple options here.
Lead.
Very precise shot here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! No! Huh?
And calling the curl for Derek Samagalski here. They might do plan B. Tick, tick, thin. Oh.
Just a little too thin.
Yeah,
They won't remove
a
either.
little too thick. Yeah, they could have called the sweep to keep that straight, but
2 feet high this time.
those are very difficult to call right in between, planned shot that they were calling just a hit and roll, but could have played that bit thinner, of course, and just got a thinner piece.
Mouat will have a chance to appeal the last remaining guard of Jacobs Carruthers out there. So
Yeah, and this is a great call. They've got the forest all sealed up here. Those rocks, as we can see, Chris, they are spread almost evenly across the house. So Brad Jacobs is going to have to try and hit his way out of this, make a double or freeze. Exactly.
Looks like
So he is
that
opting
freeze.
for the freeze.
See if he can generate a deuce here late in the end.
Yeah, one way, probably not even a deuce, like they might be able to blast this out regardless of how good the freeze is, but what they're looking here more likely than anything is if they make the freeze, team out blasts, there'll only be one red in the rings and then they'll have the blank opportunity again.
Mine's good. Force and 3, you're quite happy.
And that's exactly what they're talking about, yeah, the force.
Clean, yep, oh, yep. Hard! Whoa!
Looks like they are bumping, but trying to keep it straight here for line, possibly.
Yeah. And it's a good shot, marginally heavy, but that is just almost perfect weight, right? And perfect line.
Lots of room there for Mouat to remove it now.
Yeah, and kind of like we talked about, Chris, it is hard to either pick it clean or, you could nose it and keep your shooter. There are 2 options on this. Oh, and you could hear Bruce there. They are going for the nose hit. They're doing that to, of course, keep the force alive.
I agree with you. Yeah. It's kind of like the last year.
And I'm talking, they are expecting to be very straight here, so we'll see if that holds true.
Yeah, here's Bruce Mouat, his first rock of the second end.
Yep. Whoa, no. Whoa.
The nose, and he will stick around.
Yeah,
continue to
nice
lay 2.
Shot. Yeah.
We're forced. We like the freezing end. I'll raise your white side.
Yeah, and you can hear Brad, right? We're forced, right? So he is trying to the freeze one more time. There is really no point in hitting. If he hits, Bruce Mouat will hit back and he'll have no shot at the blank still. So this is a good call. They did just see it on reads and they were almost just dead nail perfect.
At least if they can get it close there and bring a jam into play, you never know.
Yeah.
Might get a lucky break and generate a 2 yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And you did hear Brad's game plan. He said try and freeze it on 3/4. Bruce Mouat will blast. And then there'll be 1 red left in the rings for Brad to play the blank, is the plan with this call. First rock, second end for Brad Jacobs. Calling online early is never the best sign on inside out when it curls.
Are a little happier with that line now.
Yeah, and this looks very close.
Just a little more bump than they would have liked to have seen there.
And again, perfect line, just a hair heavy.
Yep.
So Bruce, of course, just needs this to go away. It does not need to stick around with his shooter. He's already got the force, just needs to remove the yellow rock.
Line looked it, so it was kind of like at the end. 1 inch more, I'll throw a bit less. Easy peel.
Calling easy peel here.
Okay, so assuming he notices this, I think we're playing the in-turn draw.
Think they're looking at hitting this on the nose, Brandon, or do they just want to make it go away and
Well,
not
they did
care
say
about the shot?
nose, and the fun thing about curling these top level curlers, you can already hear Brad Jacobs talking about playing the in-turn draw on his next. He's already playing ahead. So we'll likely see, of course, Brad throw that in-turn draw.
He's got a wide open path to it. And
Yeah,
trying
and
to
for
score this
those
one.
who are just catching the stream now, this is the exact path that they played for their draw the button, so they should know this very well. And again, we talked about how beautiful the ice surface is. You know, they're taking edge of 12, you know, nice curl, beautiful speed, and we'll try to get a time on this one to see what's timing.
Knew you brought that stopwatch for a reason, Brandon.
Absolutely. Yeah, big last rock here for Brad Jacobs in the second end, drawing against 3 red counters.
Felt a little crunchy, but same line as the draw. Line's good.
Still looking for that about 14 and a half range there, Brandon.
Yeah, I would say 14.5 is almost perfect. I did get a 14, yeah, Reid
Looks like
got
we're
14.5, I
pretty
got
close.
14.6.
Should be right
Could
on
be,
the pin.
yeah, absolutely.
Great draw by Jacobs, facing 3 red counters.
Yeah.
And at the end of 2, Bruce Mouat has the lead, 2-1 over Team Carruthers, and they will get the hammer back for N3.
Yeah, I think we're just going to take a short break. We'll see you in the third end.
I think interns are curling more in general. Outturns a little straighter, and outturn makes it like let's look to see if any outfits curl better.
The official soundtrack to Canada's only border city, 106.1 The Goat. Stay connected with MyLloydminsterNow.com.
Put death by rock and roll.
A Lloydminster legend.
I lived them all day.
Everything that rocks.
Time to rock.
106.1 The Goat.
Corner guard from?
So you're on now. You're good now.
Okay, line.
So we begin N3. Carruthers delivering their first stone. Mouat has the hammer, up 2-1.
Right here.
Yeah, and Team Carruthers here will be going hard for the force in this end. And you can see that right in that first call, throwing that center guard. Just a couple updates on the other sheets. For those of you watching, in the game against Team Gushu versus Team Dunstone, Team Gushu is up 1-0 after the first end. Team Kui versus Team Adine. It is Team Adine. They cracked a big 3 in the first end, so they're up 3-0. And then on sheet 7, Team Livis versus Team Stirme. Stirme is up 1-0. They got a steal of 1 in the first end. I was really happy. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Well, Mouat has elected to come behind here, so we have another game on here this end.
Yeah. I was having to really worry that I had my cataracts there. I had tough time looking at the scores. Oh my
Getting
goodness.
a little far out there. I wasn't sure if you were being able to see it or not, but you pulled through. I'm proud of you. Eyes aren't failing you yet, Brandon.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
As you were saying.
Freeze it, line. Ah, getting better. Line's good. Freeze it. Line's good. Right here. Hard. Come on. Hard. Go. Hard. 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 Hard.
What I lack in hair right now on the top of my head, Chris, I make up with some very average eyesight. So. So fun to see the fans out there on the ice. There's lots behind the glass watching, lots in the MMP lounge and now at the bleachers.
Absolutely. Everybody is bundled up and watching intently.
And it's the ice surface. They've got the temperature pretty nice out there. Definitely warmer than outside. So it's perfect conditions for all the fans and all of the people that came out to support and watch some of the best curlers in the world compete.
Yeah, with the minus 40 wind chills out there today, it is truly a day you can come in the curling rink to warm up. So
yes, absolutely.
T-line.
And we were talking earlier, hopefully we've got some of the Scottish contingent from across the pond watching the this big game. Of course, we talked about what we were talking about. 7-hour difference. Is that what we land on?
Might be a little too early, but
yes.
Of course, you can always rewatch this game later, so hopefully they'll take advantage of that as well.
Absolutely. So. And curling, of course, as we know, so big in Scotland. So I'm sure there's some diehard Team Mouat fans tuning in.
Looking to freeze on top of this redstone. And a really good shot. The angles are looking good for yellow there.
Yeah, and good execution on all these freezes. Those are not easy shots. You know, you gotta get the line perfect and well managed by the sweepers on all those.
Probably, yeah.
Well, it looks like he wants to break this free a little bit.
Right now.
Yeah, honestly, even if they peel here, which I think is what they've settled on, Bruce Mouat really doesn't want to get into this end too much and give up a steal, so they are looking at, I think they have landed on the peel. They're talking about a few other options in the hack here, but
We'll successfully see the straight peel there.
yeah, and the right call, I think, for this early in the end. They'll have to, of course, Team Mouat is shot, so Team Carruthers is going to have to eventually, of course, make a move on that red rock, almost biting the button. So
right now they'll be happy just to replace that guard and force Mouat to chase it again.
Yes, absolutely.
Hard line. Line's okay. Line's good. Good. Line's good. 3, 2, 3. Line's good. 2. Clean, clean. Curl, 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 curl. Yeah, you're good. That's good.
Another good guard.
Yeah,
nice. A little bit more open on the center line this time.
Yeah, nice placement. I think that, you know, it'll be kind of that cam mouse kind of end. Who's going to make the move first? And Team Mouat being up one with Hammer has the luxury to, like we said, wait a little bit longer and force Carruthers to make that aggressive move first.
Another nice clean peel.
Yep, nice shot.
Yeah.
And those shots are automatic for these players. Even Peels, you know, to hit, you know, exactly that perfect half rock consistently. They're just so well trained to do that. It's just automatic. So it's very impressive.
Going from that big peel weight, coming from the smaller control weight too, that nice touch weight. That's
Yeah.
impressive to be able to shift on the fly like that.
Yeah. And they do it seamlessly, of course.
And we're just peeling for one more.
You could hear Mouat talking about peeling for one
Yeah.
more rock,
Very,
and then
very
the,
interesting here. And that's, of course, the front end with Grant Hardy talking about what their next play is. I do agree. I think peeling again is the right call. Thirds, first rocks upcoming. But first things first, Team Carruthers is trying to get this guard to curl over.
another great spot for that guard. And Mouat will look to peel it one more time.
You betcha.
And like play a double. Good.
Yeah, and they are talking about playing doubles. That's just hard to, yeah. Yeah, that is the concern. I do like the straight peel here.
Shot. If I knows it. Yeah.
I think I like the single.
I don't mind giving it a go.
There's a great overhead view of the house there as well.
Do you want to give it a half go or not at all?
Yeah, and as you can see, like what they're talking about, I think, is trying to get them almost all going. That yellow, red, yellow, the yellow is lined up to just when the 8-foot go right onto the red that shot stone.
One more in.
They'll be sitting shot and buried behind a wall there yet.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely very high degree of difficulty, but Team Mouat's playing with a lot of confidence right now, so they are going to give it a go.
Cool.
Looking for this one to curl up a bit.
Oh. Okay.
Pretty nice result.
Yeah, you know, it opens up the scoring area for Team Mouat, right? So yeah, I think they'll be just fine with that result.
Did a lot better than I thought it would.
Looks like their second shot is about half buried there at the top of the 8-foot. Maybe
Yeah,
not quite half. Just enough to be dangerous.
absolutely. And Brad is looking at a pretty aggressive shot with a draw.
Accepting a blank, maybe, eh?
It's actually drifting.
Like to hit?
Like, just kill it. Try to get to nose.
Get to nose would be nice.
I like what Reid's saying. I think it's so risky to play a draw there, especially with that dangerous red stone. I do like this call again. I think it's a good call. Being patient. They are only down one, Chris, right? They don't need to
Absolutely.
sell the farm in the third end here. So
Great opportunity to force Mouat as would be their goal coming into the end. So
yeah. And you know, blank isn't the end of the world. Yeah, can't give up another multiple point end. Don't want to get behind 3 points.
this one is really curling on them. Oh, and they're just going to tick that guard.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
great
it was
sweep
red.
by Connor, just ripping the guard.
I think so too.
Like this one.
Out the flat a bit.
Well, selecting to play the hit on the back one.
Or 12.
Looks like they were looking at hitting their own and rolling to the inside and sitting two that way. So
Yeah, I think this is, you know, this is the more straightforward shot for sure. And they've called a 12-second takeout, so like a hack weight, we'll get a time on this one as well for you guys.
Yep. Oh, go!
And I called for 12 seconds, I got 11.6.
it's great weight control on that shot.
Absolutely.
They're trying to roll back. I mean, that's auto, but at least we might have a double on the next one.
Cheers, what's
Yeah, those are the don't pay shot too.
dead? Yeah. Oh, we're really happy
That
with that. I
guard
don't think
over.
that's the result we would have
Don't
got.
really have a play on that though, do you?
I thought you just twisted that.
Would the best shot be to try to roll half?
No, I like that one.
Yeah, that's probably the call.
Looks like they want to hit and roll, show them out maybe half of that just to entice them into hitting it.
Yeah, I think that's a call. And yeah, as you heard Brad Jacobs say, nose is an acceptable option. They might, if Jacobs noses and Mouat noses back, they might have a chance at a double to get out of this end. Again, another end controlled by Team Mouat overall. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now. Big shot by Brad Jacob here to try and get out of some trouble. Oh, and he didn't like that throw. Yeah, they said off right away and curl early.
It's a ways out there.
Yeah, and I think that was just wide early, Chris. You heard him say off right of his hand, so I just didn't like that throw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Back tee.
Matt will look to put one to the wings and split the house here and
Right there then.
hopefully generate another deuce for them.
Stephen.
As soon as you get outside that fucking line with that out, head straight. You're wrong. I just popped it a hair, no chance.
D-line? Yeah. Try not leave the slash from. That
Good
was
again.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can almost take middle of the rock for that shot. How middle it curls.
So Mouat up 2-1 with hammer, looking to split the house and sit 2 here late in the end.
Yeah, and if he makes this, good T line, even slightly behind the T line, I don't think Brad Jacobs, I think he'll almost be forced to concede 2 points. He might try a slash double or a very difficult hit and roll. Again, first things first, burst Mouat, trying to split the rings here.
Just T-line, Bob.
Always Bob. Line's good. Always Bob. Line's good. Line's good. Rebound him. Rebound him.
Guide this right into the house. Looking for T-line.
Yeah, looks like perfect weight coming in. Yeah, again, nice execution by Team Mouat. They were calling T-lines, so, they're such perfectionists. Of course, I'm sure they would have wanted a bit deeper, but that's, a great shot.
14-3.
There's not much that Jacobs can do here other than just noses, do you think, Brandon? Will they attempt a roll here?
Yeah, I think they will try the roll again. It's just like exactly like the first end, right? It is almost like a carbon copy of I should say, of our first end. Yeah, it's a shot where, you might as well try really hard for the roll because right now you're giving up 2. Big shot here for Brad Jacobs. See if he can get his team out of some trouble.
Last stone of the third end for Jacobs.
On it early.
So he played this one aggressively. Sweepers are really going to have to go here.
Cheers, Bruce.
Oh.
Just enough to move it out.
Yeah. And I think they're just getting fooled a little bit. It seems like that out turn side, ran a hair straighter, and that in turn, that's the second over curl he had.
Yes, that's
Same
right.
thing the first end. So
a nice open draw for Mouat here to take a big 4-1 lead early in the game.
Yeah, it's green. They got a carbon. This is just like
Same line.
Still not current.
sorry, Chris, I missed the boat on the timer
I
here, but we'll
noticed
listen
that, so,
close.
You
They'll
noticed my
probably
subtle
say it.
expression there, so
I know.
great. Yeah.
I'm slacking.
14-2.
this is looking really good.
14-2.
Right to the T line.
Yeah.
Get it.
And
So after 3, Mouat takes a commanding 4-1 lead.
yeah, and we will see you guys in end 4.
on out-turn shot.
No, we only got an inch of it, like. Aye.
Right. Okay, let's get a fucking deuce. Let's make some shots. Let's just, we're letting these guys off the hook.
Very.
Yeah, so let's say a shout out to the sponsors here for the Astec Safety Challenge. Huge thank you to everybody making this event possible. Cooperators, L&L Oilfield, Velocity Truck Centers, 106.1 The Goat, Strathcona Resources Limited, and the presenting sponsor, Wild Rose Pump and Compression Limited. And Bandit Oilfield Services, Synergy Credit Union, Bexon Construction Limited, T-Bar One, and Border Inn and Suites, the host hotel for this event.
Wait's close.
I'm good.
Top tee.
It's good. Line's great. Yeah. Line's really good. 14-3. Nice having it.
So Jacobs will look to get a corner guard up here. Gonna have to generate some points now.
Right here. Yeah. Line's good. Line's good, Derek. Wait's close. Line's good. Always Derek. Really close. Clean. Yep. Here. Yep. Curling off.
We're joined by a local curling legend, Dusty Makachuk, in the booth. His daughter Lindsay was broadcasting earlier, and Dusty was broadcasting as well, I hear. So
Dusty got into the action, absolutely. Got to broadcast and watch the #1 team in the world, Team Retornaz, came out with the win.
they really are a hot team right now, aren't they?
Absolutely. Team Retornaz just can't seem to lose. They've won, of course, 3 slams in a row all season, each Grand Slam. They're definitely the team to beat right now. I think if there's anybody who's going to challenge them right now, just watching this game, Team Mouat has just really gained some fire. Even looking like they're gaining heat after winning that big spiel like we talked about in Perth. And I know they're going to be eager to win a Grand Slam. They haven't done well in the Grand Slams this season. They missed the playoff. It's shocking to think that a team of this caliber missed the playoffs in 2 of the slams and then just a quarterfinal finish in the other. So, you know, of course, next weekend, these top teams are going to be in Camrose for the Grand Slam.
Right.
Or sorry, in Red Deer.
Red Deer, yep.
And, you know, that is exactly what they're gearing up towards.
Yep.
Looking for the freeze here, and it looks like we've got a great shot. It's perfect weight on that.
Yep.
Yeah, textbook setup to this end. Nice corner by Team Carruthers. Beautiful freeze. Well set up end by Connor Negevin.
Think so.
Team L will look to follow this down and set another one on top. Brings up to the last yellow rock thrown by Team Jacobs.
Yeah, and this one's just hanging out. Perfect weight, just did not get the curl that they wanted there. So it does leave the door, even though that's just perfect weight by Bobby Lammy, it does open the door here for Team Carruthers. Hard to believe that you can make a freeze just like that and it's just not totally buried like they wanted and
That's
you
right.
still got an opportunity to.
Try to do it second.
But that's how it is with these top teams. Just these slight openings and half shots.
Derek Samagelski is playing T-line weight at this, I believe, looking to unlock them.
Yeah, as Brad Jacobs, he wanted to just tap this slightly and try and roll a hair low across the face of the red rock.
Hard line.
Really curling on them here. They will
Oh,
get
and
by.
great sweep to get it by Reid Carruthers.
Just a little light from what he wanted, I think, there, Brandon, for weight.
Yeah, and still a pretty good result. I don't think that they can get both of those yellows going. They're just talking about picking the yellow in the 12-foot. And they've changed gears to the aggressive shot. I didn't see the call, Chris. I think they might be going for the freeze, but they could be guarding.
I believe you're right.
We'll listen into them here.
You don't want my size. I held it straight to 3/4. I think you're the exact same ice.
I think they landed on the freeze at the end of the day on this one.
They're sitting pretty nice there without hammer.
Okay, I thought light says.
It is tempting to get rid of one of those yellows for sure, but the red rocks are in good spots still.
Trying to carve this in here, get a little more curl out of it. Weight looks really good.
Right. Really good.
Beautiful
Really good
shot.
spot.
That is just, yeah, textbook by Bobby Lammy.
Something similar.
Well managed by the sweepers as well. Got that to the exact spot they wanted.
We got some interesting angles shaping up here, Brandon.
Yeah, and the angles are not great for Team Jacobs.
Up on that. Same weight, top 4.
They're just trying to, I think, Chris, to release that stagger a little bit because they've got, it's tough for them to access shot rock currently. So they're trying to leave themselves a combination and line up the yellows.
Samigalski's second on the way down.
Lead, yep. Hard, con. Whoa, oh, clean, whoa. Small tap. Yep.
Line is good on this. They're looking for a small tap.
Go. It's good. Oh, yep, hard. Hard. Yep.
Pretty nice result.
Yeah, it's a very nice shot. Very nice to get that stagger release. That was critical with that shot.
Risky.
And you hear them say risky. He was,
That's right.
Bruce indicated the guard and they are worried about, yeah. I do think, at this point in the game, up 3, it's tough to eliminate yellow rocks with the way the angles are, but
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to do, and
A little bit
Carruthers
nervous
and,
to be
and Brad Jacobs can do, is score that big end and get right back in this thing. So
yeah, absolutely. We'll listen in and hear what they land on. It's always great to listen to the curlers and their thoughts on strategy.
If we guard,
Might be able to get here.
or even if he does this.
Yeah.
Pretty lonely.
Okay, planting this in here.
Try and get the most spinning, or
Try, but I'm not. I want to make sure one goes at least. I think you can almost. Well, you
I'm
probably
worried I could
can't-
almost hold under the corner.
Well, yeah. That's why I'm thinking you try and plant this one. Because I think you hit this really thin
Yeah.
and it might start going that way. You can
Yeah.
try hit 4 as well.
The other thing, if you guard, I think you can make all the yellows, all the reds go by sticking this.
Okay.
You probably have to hit something.
Half stone.
Okay, thin half.
Thin half, yeah.
Maybe even a third. It might have a chance of going.
Okay. Call for a third then.
I think if he runs that red at the moment, runs the guard, he can almost get all 3 reds going if he hits like half stone.
Yeah,
Trying
I
to get the
think
top 2 yellows going.
I agree exactly what they've landed on. That was just shows you how good Derek Samigalski's last shot was to line those yellows up perfectly.
Probably a third.
absolutely, the angles were not looking good until that shot, and that really changed the complexion of this shot.
Yeah, so they are trying to just get, they're trying to plant the top 12 yellow into the one in the 8-foot and get the, I believe the one in the 8-foot spinning out. And that's a beautiful shot.
Really good
Get
result.
rid of 2 yellows. They were concerned if they did that they would leave one of the yellows in the ring, but they got that perfectly. And we got a replay here. Just a great shot by Grant Hardy. They weren't sure if this was there. They just want to get rid of one. And there you can see, just look at all the spin on the rocks. Very impressive shot. And as Brad Jacobs said, some fancy footwork by Bobby Lammy. And still a pretty good situation for Team Carruthers here. That yellow is just lined up so perfectly frozen.
Yeah, it looks like they could nose this and potentially make the double and sit 2, do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, it's, I guess the tough thing with that, it is nice to leave the freeze the way it is right now. If you do that, you might leave a double right back.
Sure that back one didn't go, Bob.
That red
Yeah,
just won't spin far enough, so yellow
yeah,
sit
Okay, let's
one,
stick around.
top 4.
yeah,
Red
that was
second
the
shot.
trouble with that shot. I thought they might just try and, you know, nose or maybe just get hit and roll a little bit low.
Just need to curl up a hair more to make that perfect, I think, Brandon.
Yeah. And again, playing the run back here with Grant Hardy. They've played this run back on the intern side already in the second end, so they know this path.
They're almost automatic for these guys.
Go!
Again, just a perfect run back. And the roll.
Very nice shot by Grant Hardy. Great execution.
Mouat with red rock
I
sits
just need to
2.
let them run a little bit more. Try and steer it down the ice.
Right?
Yeah, nice replay. And yeah, got that buried. The plan A was to just stick that around the nose, but it's a great plan B.
Reid Carruthers delivering the Yellowstone.
You try and do?
Oh! Yeah!
Really nice shot.
Great shot by Reid Carruthers.
Some shot rock
Trying
with
to position
just a little piece sticking out the outside there. So
Yeah, and you heard Bruce indicate right the
Mm,
way
come in the center.
picket. I think that one in the 12-foot is
There, they're going stuff.
the yellow at the top is biting Chris,
yes,
I believe.
I think you maybe just have to, Bruce. I know it is very easy, you can just stick it there, but
yeah, it looks close. It looks like it could be.
Yeah. We can probably see on the overhead camera if that one is biting.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's actually what the front end just asked if it is.
I think you
and
probably
they
just have to make the
confirmed.
double. Right in the nose.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Was
Yep.
that double would be awfully tempting there,
Is pretty juicy. It's tough shot.
especially with that other back red one there. Keep the jam out of the equation.
Yes, tough not to jam for sure. Especially wide out here. They haven't seen too many big weight doubles on the wings. We have seen this running a little bit straight out here, and they've taken almost no ice. So we'll see how this runs.
Clean.
Let's run big weight at this one.
Clean. Curl. Oh.
Whoa, straight.
Looking for a little more curl.
Wait.
Yeah,
Just
not
three.
a surprising result, Chris, to be honest. We've seen that side of the sheet run actually quite straight. And that was the safe shot too. That was the shot being up 3, so at least
Yep.
make a yellow go away.
We're just going here then? Make him peel that?
I guess like if you play this, yeah, you can play this.
We could play that.
Long as you can hold it for
Did you like coming around the corner here, Brandon, and then forcing the play either to the center or forcing them to chase one of
Yeah,
yours?
Yeah.
I think I'd play around the corner. The risk with playing around the center guard is if you ever go deep, you know, Mouat might play the freeze. I don't think he would. He is up 3 points. I think regardless what Jacobs does here, Mouat's just gonna peel off the yellow that's sitting, I believe, shot stone right now on the side of the 12. Team Mouat would be okay with giving up a deuce here because it was looking so good for Carruthers early with those nice angles set up by the front end. So, yeah, we'll I think they would be, yeah, and you just heard them talking about that, potentially just picking the open one. Can't give up 3
Yeah,
when you've
that's right.
controlled the entire game.
Go ahead, Garrett.
Hold it.
A 2 here doesn't kill you. You're still up 1 with hammer.
Yeah,
Halfway point of the
absolutely.
game.
Line's perfect. Got lots of line.
T line's perfect.
Definitely is lots of line, but this should just go sideways coming in. There's lots of curl to the wing.
A good result. They would have liked it just a little deeper maybe, but still a great
Yeah.
spot. Does let the hit and roll
Yep.
maybe come into play here.
Yeah, one way, and if he makes it, if he does make it somehow dead buried, there might be a steal in play. With the way they've been playing, like Bruce will be close on this. I like his chances of making the roll perfectly. A very difficult shot.
Yeah, roll right behind you, Sandy.
Mouat with his last. Can hit this shot yellow rock. Perhaps roll behind that center and bring a steal into play.
Yeah,
Whoa! Clean!
last shot here for Bruce Mouat
Yep!
in end number 4, looking for the hit and roll.
Go!
This one's gonna curl just a bit more.
Whoa.
Really great shot.
Yeah, great. That is just a perfect shot.
Such a nice touch on that shot.
Absolutely.
I mean, like this is.
You know, that's one where, you know, you just don't realize like how great of a shot that is. That's a lot of teams will just be happy, of course, like we said, giving up 2. It's been a great game by Team Carruthers, and Team Mouat with perfect execution has forced Brad Jacobs into a very tough shot for the deuce. It is
Do you think
there,
it curls
Chris.
enough on this outturn side here to have this intern side, sorry, to make this shot, Brandon?
Yeah, this is like what we've talked about, Chris. It does seem to be the straighter side of the sheet. So it is a very high degree of difficulty shot. And you heard Brad Jacobs say hack weight. So they will probably rely on the sweepers, on the outside sweeper being Connor Negevin, to carve this in once they know they're by the guard. Big shot here for Brad Jacobs. Yeah, final stone, 4th end. Very difficult intern tap for 2.
Oh, clean.
Please, yep. Hard! Yep, hard!
This is really starting to cut on them. They can be by that top guard.
They calling clean.
And they
There's the
are.
curl.
Oh, what a great shot.
Yeah, great shot by Brad
Perfect
Jacobs.
touch on that.
Absolutely.
2 for Team Jacobs. And at the end of 4, the halfway point of the game, Mouat 4, Carruthers 3.
Weight was good, eh?
Bigger 2 guards here.
So where do we like the first one? Do we want to go tight on the first one? I agree. I agree. So 4, 5.
Yeah. One of those ones he really didn't want to throw it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not going to commit to it, you do just pick the open one and hope you've got a double your next.
Okay, boys, keep it going. Forcing a deuce.
You know, like if they just pick the open one, he plays a wee hit and check at the double. And you maybe got, okay, it's a tough double, you've got a double. You know, by throwing that save, you're losing a 2 99 times at 100.
Rube!
I would have. Because it center one was
Rube!
higher.
Curl distance.
But I just took a lot of convincing to throw the shot.
As soon as you get outside that 4-foot line, eh? Just traps.
Top 8.
Line's great. Line's really good. Keep it ribs.
Top 8.
4 foot. Top 4.
Yeah, top T only.
14. Yeah. Not curled yet. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep going. Sorry, Hammy.
Good. Don't mind that.
I think just here.
I like another guard.
You like that or
No. At no point.
I like guard cups.
Hi.
Touch and center is good too.
Line looks good. Okay, just like a 1.
Okay, yeah, we're back here after fourth end break and number 5.
Whoa. Higher the better now. Higher the better.
Scores 4-3 for Team Mouat.
Yeah, we've got
Team Mouat with
whole new game
Hammer
here.
here and end number 5. Sorry, Chris.
No, sorry, we
Yep.
got a whole new game here.
Absolutely.
Great shot by Brad Jacobs and Team Carruthers there.
Yeah, that was key to get that 2 points and really re-energize the team here and get them back in the game.
Top 8. Kill 9. Kill 9.
You can.
Top 4. Top 8.
We'll give you a few score updates around here in draw number 3. Team Gushu is up 3-0 versus Team Dunstone after 3 ends. Team Adine up 3-2 over Team Kui after 3 ends. And Team Stirme up also 3-0, playing the 4th end against Team Libis.
Well, eyesight's still treating you well there, Brandon. Good job.
Thank you,
It's a long
Christopher.
look over there to sheet 7s.
It's hard for me to get compliments nowadays, so I'll take whatever I can get. Thank you.
Clean.
Sam Migelski looking to come around that center guard.
Clean.
Mouat with the Red Rock sitting 1.
Line's good.
Double 1.
Line's good. Right here.
Going in, turn out.
Yeah, I guess we haven't even mentioned in terms of the draw. This, of course, is an A semi-final to get into a qualifier game tomorrow. Winner, I believe, plays Team Schwaller, the team from Switzerland. So this is a very important game. Loser, of course, drops to the B side in this triple knockout format.
Whoa.
With the caliber of play here, it sure doesn't get any easier no matter whether you stay in the A or drop down here. You're in for tough game after tough game here.
Absolutely, yeah. The field is so strong. Even we saw, some of the local teams giving the top teams in the world a good run for their money earlier today. So there are no easy games.
Mount continues to sit 1.
Yeah, and just replacing the guard here with Derek Semigalski. It'll kind of be one of those cam mouse ends again here, Chris, too. These are the ends that kind of end up at blanks at the end of the day.
I think so.
So we'll see who makes the first aggressive move. I think Team Out will just keep on peeling. They're up 1 with Hammer. And Team Carruthers will keep just replacing those guards.
Mount looks like they are going to make a play on this back yellow now.
That was good.
Yeah, and you heard the team around the hack saying this might be their best chance at getting rid of that very dangerous yellow stone in the 8-foot.
Wait's good.
Derek's guard didn't curl up just as much as he wanted it to there, and provided this opportunity to take a run at it.
Yes.
Easy.
And on the carve here with Grant Hardy.
That's a curl to avoid the jam. Job sweeping.
It's a great shot. Yeah. Again, perfect shot by Bobby Lammy. He has came to play tonight. He's set up the ends. Both Mouat front end, they've set up the ends so beautifully.
Kind of reminds me of a young Brandon Cooks out there throwing pistols.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. Won't be able to get my head out the door as we leave the Lloydminster Curling Club tonight, so I appreciate that.
Brennan, of course, is a co-assistant coach of the Lakeland College Wrestlers with me, our local team here, and a wrestlers legend. Played 5 years for the wrestlers as well. So.
Absolutely. We're both, very involved with the college side, so that's great to give a good plug to the local curling. Of course, we were chatting about earlier, events like this just revitalize the curling community. I'm sure we'll see it with the numbers we see for college athletes coming to curl, the junior program here in Lloydminster around the area. It's just super exciting to see, again, this such high caliber curling and all of these athletes, the fact that they ran a junior clinic yesterday again, just really cool stuff.
Okay, easy weight.
And I heard them say easy weight, so that's kind of their code for control weight. Probably 10.5 seconds hog to hog, trying to hit him roll, I believe was the call.
Clean, yep.
Looking to make at least one red go away here, I guess, Brandon.
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying the double. I think they are trying a simple hin roll, and
This has
curled
really overcurled.
You can split that tight one. Or do I not want to?
Yeah, and again, that's just kind of the theme we've saw throughout this game. That
Yeah,
left hand,
like that.
I guess as we're looking at the right hand side of the sheet, is curling quite a lot. Left hand side now as we're looking. Right hand side a little bit straighter. Especially as you get towards that center line, the rocks will take off and snap, and you just can't hold it with the great sweepers.
So Mouat sitting
Good ice, if you
2.
like
I
it
don't
in four.
believe that top one is biting. Is it,
That's
Brandon?
right.
Yeah, I do think it's out.
Shorter than this. Make sure this gets way over here.
Okay, so
Head hack, yeah.
Yeah, I don't quite know the call here. Interesting. I'm not.
I know they had talked about splitting that top one, but this looks like perhaps just a straight come around, or are they tapping their own?
I think so. It's kind of one of those scenarios where it's a little tricky because, you want to not leave any staggers, of course. It's tempting to just draw, but they don't want to leave any staggers. And they seem disappointed with that, but actually it looks like a decent result here. Like those 3 reds are spread out.
Yeah, the way they're staggered, that the one he just threw is in a good spot. You can't get to it to the inside of it for the double. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely interesting scenario. They're definitely perfectionists here, all of them out on the ice. They're disappointed with that shot, but looks a decent result there. Jacobs has got some work to do to hold Team Mouat to a single.
It's not a bad spot.
Definitely doesn't look like a steal scenario right now, so they've got some work to do.
I mean, I like this if you make it, but if you ever check that, they're hitting to lay 5. Like,
Cheers. Yeah, what would you play here, Chris? It's a tough scenario for Team Carruthers.
it really is.
here.
Without hammer, you're probably at the point where they're looking to eliminate here, and perhaps maybe hit that center one, roll underneath. What do you think?
I like that too, and that's what Brad called, as in you just heard him, kind of raise his hands up in the air, exasperated. They've got us everywhere, and they really do. Mouat's just got good angles. They've got the corners, and now the rocks are dead buried, so it's hard for, Team Mouat will have slash options, and even if they do get this dead buried, so.
Whoa! Clean up! Hard!
And there the spots just curling like crazy again. There it goes.
Reid is really having a few rocks curl here on him.
Yeah, I'm one way. I wonder if it's just misreading that spot. Yeah. And you heard Brad Jacobs' comment. Of course, he's probably alluding to the difference in how they're throwing rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Reid perhaps has a little bit of a softer release, and that Curl is catching him a little more.
Yeah, and you hear those comments lots with the Scottish team. They throw those rocks, lots of rotation, so will run naturally, of course, straighter. It is tough because if you throw differently than your opponents, you really can't watch them throw to get a read on where you need to put the broom. So, and that's an advantage with Bruce Mouat.
Single.
He can have that against his
The only
teams
thing
because
is
they
this
really
thing's
can't watch how
possible.
they throw as they're throwing it differently, Team Carruthers. So
You can come back here, but that you get like half buried somewhere, and then I've got either side.
Okay.
We're just going for two anyway.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And this is one of those situations where it's really good to be red. They're in such a good situation. They're peeling their own guard with hammer.
Just really want to get greedy for a couple more, but
And you heard the comment, be greedy for a couple more. I do like this call to get rid of that guard. That is the only rock that could maybe come back to bite you.
And as you heard him say, they're happy with the two, which is a good way to look at it. Two still puts you in a really good position in this game. So.
Absolutely. And if you think just to give up two, Team Carruthers is going to have to make 2 or 3 doubles here just to get out of trouble. So lots of work to do. This is a good call.
whoa. Clean.
So the straight peel of their own rock.
We're just trying this, right? Yep.
Jacobs will look to turn this end around.
Yeah, and he's called a hack waiter on this shot, I heard.
Looks like he's just trying to roll in front of that other one. Yeah, he just said there.
Yeah.
Play third and set up a jam possibility there.
Yeah, and it's tough. Very tough situation. I think that's probably one of the best things he can do for sure. He could try and make a couple doubles with his, but then he'd still be in trouble to give up 2. So this is a situation to try give up, max 2.
Just putting the hit and roll here.
It's just the hack weight hit and roll. Jacobs looking to eliminate that one red close to the center and roll in front of the other one on the 8-foot. Great sweep and a great roll. It did spin back there. Was unlucky there.
And when it rains, it pours, doesn't it?
That's right.
Just getting a little bit on that wrong side of the inch. It was a well thrown rock. Hit it in the right spot where he wanted to. Good weight.
Yep.
Still a really good shot. Could have been a little better without the spin back, but it is going to force Mouat to throw at it here.
Yeah, and I think he's playing the nose hit here. Oh, yeah. Now they have called the roll. We'll listen to see what the final call is.
Boy, if they could ever make that hit and roll and sit with those 3 lined up there, that's a pretty tough left side there for.
Yeah,
for
that's
Jacobs
a good
to do much
option
with.
as well, for sure.
The only thing with this is if you roll to here and lose this and he hits and rolls under the stagger.
Oof, yeah, that's
You can always try and big roll. You can always try the
you
big
can
roll.
see just how
The roll right here.
far ahead they're thinking with the respect for Brad Jacobs and his hitting
Absolutely.
ability. They're really not trying to give him a combination where he can, get rid of a couple reds and get one buried.
One. I'd rather throw the out.
Full control on you. The dude knows it. Yeah. Knows it.
So looks like an outturn control weight hit.
Yeah, I think that's
Trying to sit 4 and really leave Brad Jacobs with a difficult shot on his last.
Yeah, this end's really shaping up nice for Mouat here again.
Go! Go!
This one's going to need to move away.
Yeah, calling the curl with Hammy McMillan.
Keep going!
Trying to carve it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That was about the worst results they could have had there.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, what's the best way to
And this
Not fair.
really changed the end. What a huge miss from
Really
Bruce
did.
Mouat. Out of nowhere, they've been playing so well.
They were by that red. Jacobs was looking at least 3 sitting in there. A very
Yeah.
difficult decision, but now
And
sits shot rock back of the 4 and
yeah,
chance to lay 2.
and changing miss on that one. Interesting. And Brad Jacobs playing the hit, trying to nose, maybe roll a little bit to the left side as we're looking. Just doesn't want to roll back to the center line and give a double for 2. Yeah, and there you heard it, trying to roll one rock as we're looking at it right to the left. Be interesting to see what this does hog line in. Usually to the wings they'll curl a little bit, so we'll see. Watch how they manage this rock with a sweep.
I saw a few of these earlier today run fairly straight, but with that control weight, they must be anticipating a bit of curl there for sure. So.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Curl, curl. Curl there.
Going on the carve here with Derek, trying to get to curl.
Line.
And plan B. Oh, yeah.
And set up the double for 2.
Yeah,
Somebody?
and that's a miss.
Ah. You're right, Rand. I was just max.
Yeah, and you heard him say max, so max ice, and you also heard the sweepers say that was heavy, so not a good combination, low wide, low heavy, and yeah.
So Mouat with the last rock, trying for the double for 2.
Yeah, and this end's had a couple late twists and turns,
really
but at the
has.
end of the day, yeah, shot for 2 here.
It's been a roller coaster of emotions for me. I can just imagine the players, Brandon.
Absolutely, yeah.
Close.
Yep.
Close. Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Push.
Pretty much on the nose for the double.
Great
Just
shot
a
for
great
Bruce
shot.
Mouat, yeah, and that's 2 red.
Then to 5, Mouat will take a 6-3 lead with that great double takeout.
Yeah, and just a replay here. Great sweep by Bobby Lammy to hold that line and just got enough of the
Great
yellow. You bet.
I couldn't have curled much more, Brandon.
Absolutely not.
The official soundtrack to Canada's only border city. 106.1 The Goat. Stay connected with MyLloydminsterNow.com.
Put death by rock and roll.
A Lloydminster legend.
I lived them all day.
Everything that rocks.
Time to rock.
106.1 The Goat.
Welcome back.
Yeah, great deuce there for Team Mouat. They were setting up for at least a 3-under and slight miscue on Bruce's first rock, but Brad Jacobs exchanged the favor with a slight miscue on his hit and roll. And Bruce executed with a great double for 2. So big 3-point lead for Team Mouat and 6 here.
Like 12.
And 6 coming back towards us at the glass here, and Jacobs will be looking to score at least a couple here.
Yeah, you betcha. And it's a good start with a nicely placed corner guard by Connor Negevin. Hammy McMillan here has also just had great placement on his rocks. They'll look to probably bring this into the 12-foot or right to that red.
More room. Even more room.
Triangle. 12.
And again, we'll just give a little update on the scores across the ice here, across the ring. Team Gushu up 4-0 after 4 ends
Shot.
That's
against
interesting
Team.
scoreboard there. He's scored 1 in the first with Hammer and stole 3
I
ends in a
know
row.
he's one of them to death, right? As they say. Bunch of breadsticks on that scoreboard. Team Gushu's stealing away with the lead currently. Sheet 6 has got Team Adine and Team Kui. They're tied 3-3, playing end number 5. And on sheet 7, it is Team Stirme with a 3-1 lead against Team Libis, and Team Stirme has Hammer playing N5.
Few stolen ends down there. Kui stole, they were down 3-0 after 1 and have scored the deuce and blanked and stole, and we've got a 3-3 game all
Yeah.
knotted up there.
Yeah, and this is when Kui, they've had a bit of a slow start to their season, but this is when Kui really starts to heat it up, coming into their provincial playdowns. So it'll be interesting to see how I'm sure he'll be heating it up, especially going into the home slam and Red Deer.
Keep it moving.
And we're seeing a lot of Alberta teams, of course, here. Team Botcher obviously is in the Canadian Men's Curling Championship, the Briar, but there's lots of great Alberta men's teams here that are in this
Yeah,
event.
really is.
So that we'll see at the Alberta Provincial Championship.
Well, blink and you miss it, but now it's already sitting 2 and buried here again. So put in the heat on Carruthers early in the end.
Yeah, and again, that's just that great placement by the front end there for Team Mouat. They've just been really dominating and setting up the ends. I think that's really been the key difference in this game. The setup's just been on point.
Not one of them you don't go into end on. There's not one of them you don't go into end on.
Yeah, and just an overcurl miss for Dirk Samagalski. Those are really critical to connect on because he also rolled his shooter almost out. That rock isn't even guarding a portion of the rings. And now Team Mouat can just blast away with the 5-rock rule.
No.
Not sure if they're eyeing up the double peel. Chris, would you give the double peel a go?
Oh, absolutely. If I was throwing anything like Team Mouat is today,
Absolutely.
I don't think I'd shy away from any shots.
Absolutely. Just the single. It's a good shot.
Very happy with that situation now, eh?
I think that's the first time we've kind of made that in a while.
Well, even still, it was an end to get it just about long enough.
Jacobs will look to replace that corner guard and hope for a nose hit or some other sort of miss so they can set up an end here.
Yeah.
Room.
I wonder if he's called the draw here. Interesting.
Oh,
He has changed
you're right,
gears. Yeah.
I thought he was playing the insurance guard, but it looks like he's going to come around.
Yeah. And this is okay. I do like your call, Chris, of playing one more guard just to delay, but
Hand chase. And Taunton between the reds.
yeah, and that's almost wide open, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Brandon.
Yeah, right.
Just have to maybe flirt a little bit, but
Nose leaves the triple.
okay. Okay.
Again, respecting just the hitting ability.
Yep.
Nose leaves the triple. They're just so thinking ahead of the game, and that's what these top teams are so great at doing, just looking at strategy, looking at the angles, and they're already thinking, 3 or 4 shots ahead. It's very impressive.
Really impressive given that they're such a young team too, and they play like wise beyond their years. So.
Absolutely. And especially given that they're up 3, this is times where, you might lose some focus here, but they're still just as dialed in.
Great shot there. Just kiss the back of that top one of their own, and they will sit and roll almost even with the other one top 4. Blank 3.
Yeah. Great situation. Yeah, good replay. Well managed by the sweepers again. Great control weight. That's exactly, again, Team Mouat's just one of the best teams in the world at doing that perfect weight to bring their sweepers into the shot.
I'm going to keep calling. He's calling straight there on.
I think they've called the freeze here.
Yeah, Reid is going to look to come down into this pocket that they've created there, it looks like.
straight.
I think they have been tight on everything.
And you hear it there from Team Mouat. They have been throwing a lot of them tight.
Yeah, and it's that side of the sheet especially. It seems like they're just getting all the overcurls on this left-hand side of the sheet.
Yeah.
You do wonder if it's something with the rocks or if they're just not reading it quite right.
Moving the red. Yeah.
Definitely seen a few racks from the Carruthers team tonight. And
Yeah, and we're really seeing, especially with Reid, he's, just had many overcurls.
Just go for that.
there's a good shot of the action in the house.
I think that's the key.
Yeah, and they're really trying to, like saying move it, they're trying to just get rid of that pocket that we talked about, Chris, I think. Very
So they won't mind
precise
losing
shot.
their back red one here
Yeah.
along with the yellow.
Yeah, absolutely. And most people watching would
Oh.
say, why would you want to get rid of your reds? But really, your reds aren't helping you at this point. They're helping Team Carruthers, giving them a wall. Yeah.
And he's able to shoot it by without losing ones. And that red one will spin up and it will roll back. Just spin into the house to
Yeah, and a
Keep sitting
decent
free.
result. That's not what they wanted, but got rid of the... And that's exactly what we talked about, the jet lag. Of course, Team Mouat just came from a big event in Perth. They came from Scotland. So of course, adjusting to the big time zone change. It's, early wee hours in Scotland right now. So
yeah, that is a big shift.
absolutely.
Making the shot 9 times out of 10.
Okay, line's good. Line's good. Right here. Line's good. Freeze it. Freeze it. Line's
Looking
good.
to freeze into this crotch between the two red rocks.
Yep, second chance for Reid Carruthers, and this looks very close.
It's a great shot.
That is beautiful. Yeah, second time's a charm there.
Let's see where they really would like to get rid of that red one on the way by with Mouat's last shot there. So.
Yeah, yeah. Great shot by Reid Carruthers.
Well, you can just keep this up here.
I thought you threw that one.
You got a hole for the. Oh yeah, bump on the nose.
Yeah, just worried I'm light.
Yeah, that one to me
Yeah.
was how you always throw it. Just that nice little baby back.
Okay.
I'm good at the other side.
Yep. Just right under that one, really.
Yeah, try not to put it back button.
Yep.
Back line this.
Yep.
Yeah. Done.
I think even just back
Gonna
forward, there's
look
some,
to
like
tap their
2/3.
own red one
Even if you set
back and change the angle
you
here.
push
Leave
this
that yellow one
forward.
where it is, but hopefully
Go
unlock
for
it for
the-
their next shot.
6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you definitely want to get rid of some of that backing, of course. Definitely a little bit of an aggressive call.
You're only rolling to here.
And then hit like 3/4 of it at back 4.
You could potentially play a little bit of weight on the yellow and just try and stick your shooter, with a control weight hit, and then you'd have access to it on your next one. Or you could simply just try and peel and get rid of both of your reds because they're really not helping you at this point. I do like this call. It's a more aggressive call.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, then. Line's good. Yep.
Hard line. Hard line. Oh, really gotta go line. Hard. You still good. Hard.
So gonna tap this back a bit.
Yeah, really nice.
Definitely left a hole for that yellow one. We can deal with it on
Yeah.
the next shot, but we'll see what Jacobs does here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot. There's really it looks like there's no double for Jacobs on the 2 red shot stones.
Looking at the
Yeah.
nose double here.
Yeah, he's playing the other double. There's no, I guess there would be a double on the 2 red shot rocks, potentially. You'd have to wire the yellow one in the 8-foot and you would lose your shooter. So trying to make a double here and then sit second and third. And yeah.
If he makes this and sits on the nose, it's going to be impossible to get both out of there, right? So
yes,
got that red jam. So
yeah, absolutely.
let's see what Brad can do with this.
Important shot here for Brad Jacobs. First rock for him in N number 6.
Throwing some weight at this one.
Clean.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Great shot.
Very nice throw by Brad Jacobs, and that is his bread and butter. Those outturn hits he throws so beautifully.
Just play that.
Of course, with that red catcher, the double isn't in play here, so
Knows it. Free ball.
they could, however, maybe hit that and roll to the side and lay 2, Brandon, do you think, with without setting up a double?
Yeah, hey,
Where can you get this to-
it's a good option for sure.
Just whether we need
tough.
to see about Carolyn and
You want to really make sure you're not bringing a 3 into play by playing it too cute.
I think
Um,
so.
So yeah,
Yeah.
the scoreboard call would really just be probably hitting the open one, where there's no jammers. And, if you give them 2, Brad Jacobs just made a great double, that's great. But they're trying to, like you said, Chris, they're playing your shot, trying to hit that. I think they're even trying to get their red one going a smidge, roll their shooter, and then kind of they'll move their own red back maybe slightly.
Potentially sit 2 here, although it depends what happens on that roll.
Yeah, very precise shot, but they have been making these precise shots just bang on this game.
10-5.
I like his
Sit.
chances.
Well, and at the end of the day, the most you can give up here is 2, so that probably makes this call a little bit easier to
Yes.
take a little bit of a shot at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Last rock here for Bruce Mouat in N number 6.
Whoa!
Looking to play the hit to sit 2.
Whoa. Whoa. Tommy. Whoa.
Whoa! Whoa!
On and off
Whoa,
this,
go.
they must be close to it.
And
They just roll a little too far.
will we get the spin? Oh,
Not quite. Very
not
close.
quite. Yeah,
So Jacobs will have open hit for 2.
not quite. Yeah. Brad Jacobs would have had a double for 2 regardless on that shot, but yeah, now it's just a wide open hit for 2.
Throwing that easy you referenced again there, Brandon. So that'll
That
be their
easy
control.
weight, and nothing's been easy this game, so he's looking for something easy.
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
that's really important too here, and it was tricky end. It wasn't end controlled by Team Mouat. That great double by Brad Jacobs helped set this up, and really actually that freeze by Reid Carruthers on his second. That was a
Yeah,
perfect
that was a really,
freeze.
really great shot that changed the complexion of this end.
Clean. Clean.
Looks like a good throw here from Brad Jacobs.
Just nice and easy, right to the nose.
Yeah, great end from
For
Team
2 for
Carruthers.
Jacobs. Team Carruthers scores their deuce and trail Mouat by 1 at the end of 6 ends.
Yeah, we'll have a good one coming through in the last couple ends. Good replay of that great shot by Brad. Just a nice throw.
This will be a good chance to recognize our sponsors again, who, without them, this event wouldn't be possible. We have Bandit Energy, Bex Construction, Synergy Credit Union, Border Inn and Suites, T-Bar 1, the Cooperators, Jason Arden and Associates.
Yeah, L&L Oilfield, Velocity Truck Centers, 106.1 The Goat, Strathcona Resources Limited, and the presenting sponsor, Wild Rose Pump and Compression. And of course, we are at the Astec Safety Challenge, title sponsor of this event. Really exciting, of course, like we've talked about throughout the night here. It's been very exciting that this event has came to Lloyd, and big thanks to Jeff and Caitlin Mulligan for everything they've invested, all the volunteers for making this event possible, along with all those sponsors.
Little bit, yep.
Absolutely, just a great event here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center for Canada's only border city.
High.
Yeah, and the trophy is so cool. Did you see
I
that,
have
Chris?
not seen it.
You have not?
No.
Oh, it's so cool. Such a cool trophy. If you haven't seen the Astec Safety Challenge Champion Trophy, it's a picture of the Alberta and Saskatchewan provinces. Get a little picture of them, and then of course the border. It's a beautiful trophy that's up for grabs, along with a pretty nice purse.
Yeah,
prize
really
money
nice
purse.
payday,
Yeah.
payday out there. So, of course, we couldn't do it without all of these wonderful sponsors. So,
Absolutely. And
so
again,
now it still has the lead with Hammer, and looking to come around this center, continuing their aggressive play. It's been working for them. So,
absolutely.
Go, Hunter.
And we've got a tight
Every
game
time
here.
you
It does
come
feel
in,
like
like,
this game has been completely
need a bit of
trolled,
bit.
controlled by Team Mouat, but they are only up one with Hammer. So Brad Jacobs and Team Carruthers have been playing them tight.
yeah, it really does. You know, Mouat has played so well, and it has felt one-sided. But here we are in the seventh end in a 1-point game. So,
Absolutely. I would take being down 1 point without Hammer to Team Mouat all day. I would say we'd be doing pretty well, Chris.
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we'll have to bring a team in and just say if we
Yeah.
could judge it. Just down one without after 6 ends. Yeah, not too bad.
Yep. We've really had some interesting ends here. All setting up with quite aggressively. We haven't seen any quick ends. Of course, not having the timed game is nice. Allows the teams to be a little more aggressive and play a few more rocks in play.
Absolutely. And, these teams do know their strategy so well. They've played with, of course, that nice flow of the game here, nice pace, and yeah, no pressure with the time clocks, I'm sure is, nice break for them. But of course, they're back on the clocks, a lot of these top teams already next weekend when they go to the Grand Slam, the Canadian Open that's in Red Deer. So, of course, like we mentioned, all of these top teams that are in that Grand Slam are really game fine-tuned for that event. And such great timing that they get to play in, again, such a world-class event like this to get tuned up for those events and get tuned up for their provincial playdowns, the Briar.
Going that down that line.
Some great curling for all of our fans out here. I see the MNP VIP lounge is packed over there tonight.
It is popping
are
for
bundled up.
Thursday night. I heard a little bit of the streams earlier. People were asking, does anybody in Lloydminster work? A lot of people probably took some vacation days for the Friday. It's a good plan because it's such great curling. You don't want to miss any of these draws.
Oh, that's just it. You definitely don't get an opportunity like this very often, and hopefully with Astec's support, this will be a regular thing going forward. So
yes,
really thankful for them to bring such a great event to the city.
Yeah.
So we've got some rocks in play here, Brandon. Looks like we're looking at a peel on that top yellow. Oh, get a little uncomfortable with how many rocks are getting in there.
Yeah, and this again, Chris, will be one of those cam mouse ends. We'll see Team Carruthers continue to replace those guards, and Team Mouat will continue to peel. All they're looking for here is a single point. Like ideally, blank would be a huge win for Team Mouat, but they really don't want to give up a steal. And Team Carruthers, I think, would be happy with a force, or of course a steal. Really can't afford to give up multiple
either got to steal or give the one and then try to steal next time.
Yeah,
they're going to be.
Yeah, what would you rather, Chris? I think I would try
I'd rather be up by one with Hammer, Brandon, myself, but
up one with Hammer. Yeah, I agree.
But given the choices you gave, I really don't know. I think statistically it's probably fairly even.
I think it'd be great to be up one with Hammer if you're Team Mouat. Down to without.
Might just over curl a little bit where they wanted it, but still a good spot. It's
yeah.
Force Mouat to deal with it. Or is it? They're going to look at the back one.
No, I don't. I think they'll go for that tight one. That tight one is so dangerous. That high one is so high. It's probably won't even come to play at the end of the day. I think that is the call to heal that tight one. And they are looking at even potentially the combination to drive
That's too thick.
that tight yellow guard into the red in the top 8 and then on to the Carruthers yellow on the button. Tough combination. I don't know if it's quite there. Have to wire the guard. Yeah, just a straight
Good.
peel. And Team
So it
Carruthers,
looks like
yeah.
red still sitting 1 here.
Yeah, good look at the overhead here. I think it is red.
Because as it was.
Leave it here, thicker, better.
Just looking to put up that guard again here, Brandon.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the plan of attack. Team Carruthers is going to have to keep guarding and, hopefully Team Mouat doesn't make a combination. And, maybe on Brad Jacobs' first rock, they might change gears and play an aggressive shot into the rings. But yeah, it'll be a steady diet of guards here for Reid Carruthers.
Taking on one because, as you say, even a single peel this. Yep.
3/4. Good sweep, Brap. 2/3 is probably all right, but 3/4 is great.
Looking for the double peel here, Brandon.
Yeah, don't need to play the double peel necessarily, but it is lined up well.
Yep.
And they're so good at these shots.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Great
Yeah.
shot.
Those are almost always automatic. Yeah, great shot by Grant Hardy.
Didn't remove it entirely, but pushed it far enough to the outside. It won't be a
Yeah,
hindrance for
I think
them.
I missed by his face.
yes,
I think
absolutely.
it missed if you looked at his face.
That's just how they're playing right now, just with confidence, right? Just even keeled.
Yeah, they really seem relaxed and focused. So
Yeah, and
it's a
Team
3-good
Mouat,
combination.
is one of the playing so well. They struggled, a little bit to start off the season, but like we talked about at the beginning of the stream here, they won the European Championships. They also just won that big Perth Masters event in Scotland, so they are on fire here.
Did you like it? Oh, very comfortable, hit it.
Line's okay. Line's good.
Oh, well, there.
Line's good.
5, please.
Cleaned it. Clean.
Looking for a tap here, or
Right,
just the
put it
guard
down
again.
to the
I
short.
think it
Just the guard
is
again.
the guard. Good couple guards by Reid Carruthers. That's, all you can really ask for. Really key shot's going to be on Brad Jacobs' next one. They're really going to have to make a move and try and deal with that red that's in the top 8 foot because it's so dangerous. Anything high side on that red one is going.
Sliding bad.
Ooh.
Well, he may feel he was sliding bad, but a good result.
Yes, yeah. Doesn't matter on how it looks. The only result that matters is at the far end.
Yeah.
And we talked about that. These top teams, they are perfectionists.
Like yeah, you bet. So it's like just moving it so these are even.
I think I would take that result with a bad slide, Chris.
Yeah, I
You
think so too.
Yeah.
My current strategy is more the beggars can't be choosers variety, I think. So.
Moving that yellow 2 inches. Little freeze in there.
Yeah, so I think they've called the freeze on the yellow. I think they're trying to get a little bit low side. I'm not sure if they're trying to tap. That's what I would try and just tap their yellow ever so slightly and kind of create a pocket and then get low if you can cross the face. That'd be a great shot.
Jacobs delivering his first.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Room.
Line's
Line's
good.
room.
Line's good.
Line's good.
In the 7th end, Mouat has hammer up 6-5 with the red rocks. Jacobs is drawing in, looking to tap his yellow.
Curl, curl, curl.
Yeah, and trying to get low. That's the key on this. Not quite. He wanted that to curl more. That was perfect weight.
And do you
Just
think
not
he
enough
left a double
curl.
there? It's looks really close. I don't know if they can quite get enough to the inside.
Well, the yellow
Yep,
does
that's one
flip.
That's one
I
far.
think the top of the red. The other option, of course, Chris, too, is playing their top 8-foot red into the 2 yellows, too. I think that doubles there.
That is
Definitely a
definitely a good
tougher
play.
shot.
Be close. Probably touches it and maybe pushes it back 4.
Yeah, like Bruce said, that the first yellow he's hitting is going to hit the red that's biting the button and might move it to the back 4-foot, which isn't really great. But they've accepted that and, you know, they're okay with that result. So we'll see. Needs a good throw here, making the double about half rock.
Clean, yep.
Bruce
Whoa.
Mouat's first.
Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard.
And
Hard.
What has he
it's very
got?
close.
Great
Yeah,
shot.
shot.
Wow.
And he didn't push it behind the tee line like they thought it might, which is great. Then that would have allowed Brad Jacobs, of course, the freeze, which would have been his only out.
Boy, did he ever make that look easy. I didn't think he could even make it that way, but with that weight,
Absolutely, yeah.
spun
And look
right
at
up over
that
there.
replay, yeah.
Great shot.
Yeah, like we've said, they've came to play tonight, Team Mouat. Only option here for Brad Jacobs is to play the double. They're trying to roll to not allow him to blank. It's a very difficult shot.
Yeah, the weight you would need to make this double. I don't know if you can roll to stick around, can you, Brendan?
Yeah, very difficult to make this roll precisely. I think he would be happy just with the double, not to give up 2. But we'll see. Here comes Brad Jacobs' last rock of the 7th end.
Like to be loose.
Looks pretty
Um,
close.
No,
Oh, and he won't make it.
just a
Take it
bad
for no.
throw. They called curl right out of his hand, so he would have been wide. And that is super surprising for Brad Jacobs. You know, those hits he's deadly on, so just been a little bit off tonight, and that happens. And you can hear the frustration of Brad throughout this game. You know, just hasn't been quite reading the ice and throwing to the different paths.
Yeah, that's right, Brandon. And you know, we're used to such a high quality play out of him, and you know, despite that, they are still right in this. But Bruce Mouat does have a draw for 2 here.
Yeah, last rock, 7th end.
Line's fine.
Sweepers look happy with this. They're just giving it a dust.
Jobbers.
Just needs to touch paint here, and he will for his 2. And after 7 ends, we'll be coming home with Team Mouat up 8-5 on Team Carruthers.
Good.
Team Carruthers will have hammer.
Yeah, call. Centers or double centers get hurt.
Good time efficiency this week.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting to a changing world, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, tax, technology, areas critical to your continued growth and success. All part of the journey, all part of what we do together with you. Because your success is the destination. MNP, wherever business takes you.
Wide here, doesn't curl, but it irritates. Like in close to edge of button.
Robbie's in.
Oh. Should have went top 4. Oh, nice hammy.
Good.
Yeah, we're back 8th end here of this A-side semifinal of the Astec Safety Challenge. Team Mouat is up 8-5 against Team Carruthers here. And yeah, Team Mouat in total control of this game. Team Carruthers isn't out of it yet with the 5-rock rule. 3 ends, 3 points certainly is possible with the 5-rock rule, Chris. So
Yes, absolutely.
Team Carruthers definitely not out of this. They do need, and such interesting strategy. Most people would say, as you can see, they've played a center guard here with hammer. And the reason for that is a lot of times because of the no tick rule. So because they got that rock on the center line, of course Team Mouat cannot play the tick.
And you just chuck this.
A lot of times you see teams with hammer when
Oh,
they're
we don't need an hour. We're not here.
down a bunch of points, the team without hammer will tick that corner guard into the rings and then they can hit it. So that is the reason why they played that center guard, so that team without hammer here cannot tick them.
Yeah, that
Which
really
seems totally the opposite
it
because
totally
now
does,
there
yeah.
is 2 reds that are dead buried behind 2 yellow guards.
really has changed the face of strategy on these games, especially late games. So
The tick is such a huge shot, and the leads have definitely mastered it, so they don't want to get into it. And as you can see, they've just ripped this one away here, throwing that through. We could have made that shot, Chris.
yeah, there's one that I could have made for sure. So most of the time.
Absolutely, the Chris McQuaid and Brandon Cookson special. Yeah,
That's right.
throwing her through.
So you made that run. Aye. Made a good double to keep him to 2.
Jacob's looking to throw another guard here.
I don't think so. I
come
wonder.
right in.
I think he is trying to freeze tap on the Reds.
Single Bob. I think you're just single. Can maybe give it.
Whoa.
Yeah, so the peel there from Team Mouat, of course, they're going to keep this end as open as possible, up 3. And you can already see Brad Jacobs trying to think how he can engineer a 3-point score out of this situation.
Yeah, it looks like he's talking about coming back around these 2 reds possibly, or now sitting on top of them. So.
One way, I do like that call, Chris. That's the old, I think that was 2005, 2006 Brier final with Mark Dacey versus Randy Furby.
That's right, yeah.
And they went around those rocks in the middle, and I think they got either 3 or 4 points.
Yeah, it really paid off for them in the end.
Yes, yeah. So that strategy is definitely can be a successful recipe to score some multiple points. And you heard Reid throw out the option you could throw guard. It's interesting to see the dynamic because Reid, like, it is Team Carruthers, and you know they've really surrendered control of the strategy to Brad Jacobs. So Reid has really bought into his position as a third to let Brad call the game, which you know would be challenging having it your team.
Of course, Reid was a very successful third for a lot of years too, and Brad a successful skip. So
yeah,
a natural positioning there as well. So.
Yeah. It wouldn't be too hard to let Brad Jacobs skip a team for you, I don't think.
I think I'd let him throw my last
I would
rocks
take
anytime.
it. Yeah.
I was waiting to say to you, thinking Bob was going to have it, but I forgot he threw one through.
Oh no, and the problem here is they're just letting this one die. They do not want to set up a double peel.
It looks like it is high enough that that should be out of play.
Yeah, but the way Team Mouat plays, they are giving it a go. Now they're talking about single.
You like it?
That way.
Definitely no need to play the double peel here. You can really run into trouble if you
Yeah, that's right. You are still sitting 2 here. You get rid of 1.
Yeah,
Force
and
Jacobs
there's
to either make a plan or throw up another guard here. So
yeah, that's exactly right. Like there's a lot of work for Team Carruthers to do, right? So I do think the single peel's the call. They might be giving this a go though.
looks like they're definitely going to give it a shot.
I think so.
Wow. Just about got everything moving there. Just a great
Yeah,
shot.
and be
Did leave that one
interesting.
red
We'll
missed off center.
see
But
the view of the guard just from their camera angle here. If that yellow is dead buried, there it is.
no, pretty
No,
much
it is
wide open there.
open.
So
Made a double. We're now just.
they definitely did leave Jacobs a double back here.
Yeah, and he won't play to get rid of. He needs to keep one of these reds around. He could even keep both of them around because he wants those reds to stay around for backing. Any rocks in play is Brad Jacobs and Team Carruthers' friend right now.
I think it's out enough to pick it anyway, innit? Aye.
Supers are staying on this one pretty close, given that a few of Reid's have taken off on them. But
Yeah.
Lost the middle one too.
just a little more roll than they would have liked. But it
Yeah.
still keep a little bit of backing in there. Probably not enough that Mouat can't hit it out of there without taking his own.
One whenever you like.
Yeah, exactly. Overcurled slightly. Not a bad result. They really knew, down 3 though, they need to make these shots perfectly to have a chance for 3.
Think so, boys. Give us.
Update on sheet 5, Team Gushu got a big 3 and end number 6. They did beat Team Dunstone 7-2. On sheet number 6, Team Kui is up 5-4 over Team Adine, and they're playing N7.
Really thin.
And on sheet 7, Team Libis scored a big 3-ender in end number 6. And Team Stirling is up 5-4 against Team Libis.
Some great games out here today, Brandon.
You don't want to hang about,
A great first day of the Astec Curling Astec Safety Challenge.
Absolutely, yeah. And the action's just getting, it might be cold outside, but the action's heating up in the ring.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You can kind of go from the corner off the
Absolutely.
Just single center on.
Classic, minus 40 lows, but, you see in the forecast feels like minus 50. So
Yeah, we are in for some cold weather this weekend. And
I know. And all of these European teams are going to think this is typical weather. It has not been like this, of course, all winter.
We've been pretty spoiled.
We have been.
Whoa.
It's looking to make this yellow go away.
Yeah, nice
just that.
throw. Good execution again by Grant Hardy. After a slight miscue on that double peel, rebounded with a nice pick.
Okay. I like that.
I definitely like that call for Brad Jacobs, trying to go around the corner guard.
Absolutely. Got to set up that 3 here now.
Yeah, and one what that red eventually might be a helpful rock too. They might need to use that Mouat red rock for freeze later on at the end. But for now, when they've got that corner to work with, they need to use it.
We should have made that one. Might have a tough one here.
I don't mind the intern at this shot. Yeah. I think so.
That was always a tricky shot.
So talking about coming all the way around the outside with the intern.
Yeah, the wide side, and we've talked about this side of the sheet. It is straighter, and you can see based off the ice he's taken, definitely the straighter side of the sheet. So they'll have to buy into the ice here. Important shot for Reid Carruthers.
And that yellow's almost stopping. You're stuffing it on this red. You can stuff it on the red. I think we made a mistake there.
Looking to bury this behind the red corner guard here.
Good push it open, I think.
Line's good. They're tapping and trying to get a little low. Yeah.
Really
nice
good result.
shot.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Probably makes the hit and roll.
Yep.
Like that.
Then you have to got to play the run wheel last. Or the freeze. Yep.
Good nose, no?
Should throw that if you want.
Yeah, and they're already talking, you know, next ahead
Nose,
for
nose.
Bruce Mallets. They're talking about his last.
For sure.
I don't like the nose hit. It's just a risky shot. If you ever tick that yellow and leave it in the rings, you know, it's almost a guaranteed 3 for Team Carruthers.
I think so.
Hello?
Yeah.
Minimum ice?
Well, yeah, interesting
that back
call.
one.
They're playing the run back.
Even half an
Do you like
hour,
this, Chris? Do you like this, Chris?
Well, you know, it's not something I would call, but I'm not playing at the level they are, so
Yeah, absolutely.
doubt
And
they
it is
can't,
a
make
high
this.
run back. They've been, you know, right on with these run backs. It's a huge shot here for Bruce Mouat. He's all in trying to make this huge run back.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't look that bad on the monitor, but looking down at the ice surface here, that is a long run back.
It is, yeah. Big shot here, Bruce Mouat with his first rock of last end and number 8.
Close. Yep.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
He's got the one.
Yeah, nice shot.
It's a great shot.
And, you know, that should almost all but guarantee the game because he rolled his shooter too. And the yellow should be, you know,
Very good.
wide open on his next. Brad Jacobs is going to try hit and roll to try and line these up to make it tricky for Bruce, but he is going to have some version of an open hit on his last. It's a great shot by Bruce.
Yeah, it really was. And like they had talked about possibly having to play that on his last, we decided to just do it now and get it over with. So
Absolutely. Took a lot of guts to play that
really
shot.
did.
If you miss that, you know, you're definitely, you know, in it to give up 3. So well executed.
Yeah, big cap.
Jacobs will look to sink one here. Sit 2. Well, sit second and third, I should say.
Yep. Clean. 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 Curl distance. Curl. Distance both. Go, go, go. Gotta roll the top yellow.
Gonna need a tick here.
Try.
Just didn't roll enough. Stayed out in the open.
Yeah, he was trying to, I think, get his yellow, like not hit his yellow quite so far, just to leave a tricky little angle so that Bruce would have had, you know, would have been easy for him to jam on his red in the on the button.
You know, they wouldn't have needed a lot more roll there, and
Yeah.
really good shot. Made a tough one here for Mouat, but
They have
as it
made Bruce
stands,
think
he,
about it.
Absolutely.
He is going for the one in the open port for the win here.
I like it.
Make
Just
it go
need-
away and win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. He needs to throw this well. He did have a rock a couple ends ago in the straight spot that, you know, got a little bit wide and it ran dead straight on him. So needs a good throw here. Last rock here, 8th end, Bruce Mouat.
Just needs to make it go away.
Hard. 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 Really hard.
Oh,
Oh,
they got a little lucky there, but
oh,
I think he'll take plan B.
yes,
Plan B
yeah.
any day of the week there.
Yeah, a little casual on the sweep, but it is the win for Team Mouat. And, you know, there's kind of some looks to the opposition, little apologies there perhaps, but great win for Team Mouat. They really did control that game.
Absolutely. Make the final. Mouat 8, Carruthers 5. Another
Yeah.
great game at the Astec Safety Challenge.
Yeah, such a treat to be commentating, Chris. Thanks for co-commentating with me tonight.
thank
It's
you,
been
Brandon.
a blast.
Looking forward to doing it again, same time tomorrow. So make
Yes.
sure if you're on the YouTube, come and check out some of the games tomorrow.
Yes.
Several draws on the go, and or come down to the rink, if you
Yeah.
have tickets, and check out the action live.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep tuning in. Thanks everybody for watching this stream. Important to note that Team Mouat now, with that win, they have advanced on to the A qualifier tomorrow at 12:30 versus Team Schwaller from Switzerland. And we'll just have a final thank you to all the sponsors. L&L Oilfield, Velocity Truck Centers, 106.1 The Goat, Strathcona Resources Limited, the presenting sponsor, Wild Rose Pump and Compression.
The cooperators, Jason Arden and Associates, Bordering and Suites, T-Bar 1, Boundary Ford, Canadian Angus, Click Before You Dig, the Lloydminster Curling Club, Lloydminster Ag Society, Players Tour, RL Electric,
Fountain Tire, Industrial Scientific, Excel Insurance, Lloydminster, Musgrave, again, we said presenting sponsor, Wild Rose Pump and Compression, the Tank Guys, and again, you're watching the Astec Safety Challenge. Thanks again, everybody, for joining, and we'll see you in the morning.
Have a great night.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.
The official soundtrack to Canada's only border city, 106.1 The Goat. Stay connected with mylloydminsternow.com.
Put death by rock and roll.
Cause I'm alone. A Lloydminster legend.
I wish them all paid.
Everything that rocks.
Time to rock.
106.1 The Goat.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting to a changing world, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, tax, technology, areas critical to your continued growth and success. All part of the journey, all part of what we do together with you. Because your success is the destination. MNP, wherever business takes you.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.